What is going on, everybody? We are live. I'm just getting my computer set up. I just dropped a comment here into our Facebook group. We have an awesome show set up for tonight, guys. I want to thank everybody for joining in. This is our Facebook group. Free to join the Bonkers of Cards Vintage Sports Cards community if you want to check that out. What you guys are watching right now, whether you're on TikTok or YouTube, is our June Encore auction coverage of the Robert Edward auction, June Encore auction. So very excited for this one, guys. As I have done in the past, every month, Robert Edward Auctions has some incredible stuff that comes up for sale, and we are now screen sharing on YouTube so you guys can see that clearly. And guys, the lots here this week are fantastic. Now, I'm going to be going through a couple of different lots that you guys will see tonight. What I encourage anyone to do is if there are any cards that you guys want to see, players you guys want to see, items that you think are interesting, this is a very engaging conversation. I don't want to just be talking at you guys, so feel free. Your comments are always at play. I'm happy to go through it with you, ask any questions. I have some stuff that I know that I want to talk about and show, especially on these top few lots. And we will kind of jump right into it. But guys, REA is one of the largest vintage sports card auction houses there are. They always bring in some incredible stuff. This first lot, lot number one, I'm going to log into my account. Not that I'm placing a bid on this one because this one's a little bit out of my price range. This is a 1914 Ty Cobb Cracker Jack SGC 1.5, and it's a nice looking 1.5. You'll see the color here, really bold, really red. The Cracker Jack set is one of the most iconic sets of the pre-war era of baseball cards. You've got Ty Cobb, needs no introduction. The Georgia Peach here. This is probably the most collectible Cracker Jack card. There's a number of others. You've got Christy Mathewson in this set as well. But the Ty Cobb card, SGC 1.5, really nice looking 1.5, well centered. And that is the lot number one of this REA auction. If you jump over to lot number two, you'll see the Exhibits 1921 Babe Ruth. These Exhibits cards are super cool. They're a little bit larger in size. You'll see here, they're kind of more like a postcard shape. But this is a really early playing year days Babe Ruth card. You'll see that it is graded PSA 3.5. It's got nice registration for a card in this time period. You see a good image of the Babe here early in his career, which is super cool to get to see. The current bid on this is at $8,000 for any Babe Ruth collectors. This is a pretty cool, unique card. And as always, guys, there's always some really cool descriptions here in the lots. If you guys go to bid.robertedwardauctions.com, you're able to check all of this out in a little bit more detail. I'm going to be giving a high-level summary of some of these cards and the background of them, how to bid and all that good stuff here on the live stream. But if you want more details, make sure to head over to their website and check it out. One of the things I'll also say, guys, is that you need to place your bids on these auction lots before Sunday at 9 p.m. That's when extended bidding starts. I'll have another live stream episode on Sunday where we'll kind of go through some of the final hour bids on where stuff is at, kind of have some commentary around different lots and cards and auctions and stuff like that. But this is just when we had just gotten started. So pretty cool to see. Here's a 1957 Mickey Mantle, PSA 8.5. The 57 Mantle has a little bit of lore to it, specifically because of this region of the card. I'm actually going to highlight it here right now. They talk about how it actually looks like a ghost figure is in the background of this card. You can actually see an outline of somebody or something in the back right corner. The ghost of the Mickey Mantle card, 1957 tops. This is a high-grade example. It's a PSA 8.5. The current bid on this card. There it is, the Ghost of Babe Ruth. We've got a comment here over on YouTube of Vintage Goats. He says, the Ghost of Babe Ruth is on that 57 tops card. So pretty cool there. Shout out Vintage Goats for the comment over on YouTube. But yeah, man, really, really nice one. And we are going to jump now over to lot number 4. We're going to do a quick shot on this. This is a 1950 Bowman complete set. There's a number of different complete sets that you can see. I just wanted to highlight this quickly because I love seeing complete sets, PSA registry sets. 1950 Bowman was actually our first ever set break we did on Bonkers cards. So that's super cool to see. You'll see the average GPA, if you will, grade point average of the set comes in at 6.7. It's the number 10 ranked set on the PSA registry. If I'm going to jump down, you'll see a couple of other sets here. You've got the 60 set, 61, 63, 64, 65. And then we'll go to lot number 10. And this is a card I've been actually getting asked about recently a good bit. 1933 Gaudy Lou Gehrig. It's a PSA 5. And first thing I think about, I don't know what you guys say. When you see this card, there's a couple of qualities that stand out. To me, it's the color. I think the light blue, let me know if you guys agree with this, but the light blue color of this 33 Gaudy Gehrig looks pretty much pack fresh. This is probably a card that didn't see a lot of light for a long time, which kept the color really bold. That sky blue background. You see really good registration of Gehrig swinging here. Lou Gehrig, 33 Gaudy. This is considered his, quote, flagship rookie card. It's a PSA 5. It's the number 92. Keep in mind, there are two different Lou Gehrig cards in the 33 Gaudy set. This, yes, Jeremy, completely agree, man. Beautiful card here. Love the 33 Gaudy. And Vintage Goat says, thank you so much for the shout out. I'm a smaller YouTuber. Hey, man, everyone starts small somewhere. I appreciate you joining in and watching the show. I don't have many subscribers over on YouTube either, so I appreciate you jumping in and watching, and thanks for jumping in. And thank you all over on TikTok for watching as well, guys, and checking out some of the awesome cards here. The current bid on this Lou Gehrig 33 Gaudy, it's at $10,000. This card is going to keep going. I wouldn't be shocked if this goes over what the current comps are of a PSA 5, because this is a really strong PSA 5. Obviously, you know, there is a premium always to centering. And when you talk about the higher end vintage stuff, no grade is ever the same. And what I mean by that is that PSA 1s will sometimes sell for more than PSA 2s if the centering and the color and things like that are better. Grading is a very subjective game. And when you see lots like that in the auction house, it's no easier way to be able to tell that. So definitely keep that in mind when you guys are watching the bidding there. Next lot I'm going to go to is the lot number 11. It's the 1907 Wolverine news postcard, Ty Cobb. So this is another really early example postcard of Ty Cobb. We saw the postcard example of Babe Ruth earlier. These have started to got a lot more prominence recently because they're recognized as, you know, those earlier playing days copies of cards. And Arkansas Razorback jumps in and says he loves that Cobb. I agree. I'm going to show the back of this just to show you this as well. I always find the backs of postcards interesting because you see right here, they're postmarked and dated. So you can actually see October 8th, 1908, this postcard was sent. So think about that. That's over 100 years old. Sometimes I can read the inscription. The handwriting's not too bad here, so you could probably make out what the person wrote. And there's the stamp. Check that out right there. There's the good old Ben Franklin US 1 stamp there, which is super cool. Current bid on that Cobb is $3,800. For a Ty Cobb that early, that's going to be pretty interesting to see where that closes. Lot number 13 is the next one I want to call out. This one I call out for a couple different reasons. Obviously, Jerry West just recently passed away. Rest in peace to Jerry West. The logo, an absolute legend of basketball and basketball history. What is super cool about this card, man, it's a PSA 10. You don't see a lot of cards from the 60s or 70s in PSA 10 grade. The logo's right here. Card number 160. PSA 10. The current bid is at $14,000. And Jerry West stuff right now, very popular as collectors. Think and remember Jerry West, one of the ultimate competitors in basketball history. And the current bid, $13,500, as just the auction is just kicked off. Here's a card you don't always see on our live streams, right, guys? I'm always talking vintage baseball. Don't over talk a lot of modern. But here is an Aaron Judge rookie card, 2013 Bowman Chrome draft pick. What's super cool about this card, guys, it's grade 10. It's numbered out of 50. The different colors of the Bowman variations always dictate the number of prints that are within it. So you'll see on the back of it here, it'll be serial numbered out of 50, and that's all the blue wave variations. So, right, so the most desirable of the different variations are always the gold or the gold vinyl. Those are usually numbered out of 1, and you'll see the serial number out of 50 right there. But super cool to see Aaron Judge's rookie card here on the REA show. So you do often get some modern stuff on the REA shows. You'll get even some sports outside of just baseball. I would say vintage baseball seems to be the sweet spot for them, but you will see a number of different cards pop up there as well. Lot number 16 I'm going to jump to for our next highlight here. And this is a 33 Gaudy Babe Ruth SGC 3. I can already tell really well centered. The 33 Gaudy set, the first set to ever have bubblegum. It featured 4 different variations of Babe Ruth's card. The red back, the green back, the full stance, and the most rare variation being the yellow back. You'll see This SGC3 definitely gets a good grade on the centering. I think it's probably accurately graded from what I've been able to tell with standards. You'll see a little bit of rounded edges. You do see that red start to bleed through a little bit, which is very common in the 33 Gaudi variations, but overall still a really pretty card. And the current bid here is at 4,300. Babe Ruth stuff has remained very resilient, even in somewhat of a downtrending market on the higher end of the vintage sports card market. Babe Ruth, I've always kind of compared Babe Ruth to gold. It just is a very resilient category of the vintage sports cards area, and collectors will always gravitate towards Babe Ruth. Going to jump to lot number 17 here, which is actually the next lot. And what this is, it's a Sporting News supplement. It has Cy Young and Lewis Krieger. It's a PSA 1. They're in this auction. We'll also have the Boston Red Sox team and New York team supplements from this set, just to call that out as well, guys. But check it out, man. There he is. I just want to get it there. There's Young, and there's Lewis Krieger. But super cool to see Cy Young there. And the Sporting News supplement, this is a PSA 1. It gets a poor grade, but I'll tell you, still looks pretty good. Registration's still pretty cool. So love to see some of this really old stuff. I would love to have a piece like that on the show at some point. The current bid's only $325 or $300. Something tells me that will come up in the next weeks to the front page, especially getting a ton of traffic there. But lot number 25 is the next one I want to jump to. You will see a couple of T206s there, a couple of nice Cobbs that just jumped on. But let's jump to lot number 25. And here it is, Walter Johnson, one of my favorite T206 portraits. Here's Mr. Walter Johnson, the big train, SGC3. It's a Piedmont back. One of the things that pops out to me on this, really strong centering for a T206 card, really good color. I like the position of the nameplate on the bottom of the card as well. Let's show you guys the back real quick as well. Current bid at 2,300. So, you know, for an SGC3, I know they have historically done much stronger than that. So that, again, you're looking at the first day of these bids opening. So now's a good time to kind of peruse. I always recommend people do a couple searches of your favorite stuff, favorite players to collect, and then kind of place your entry-level bids where, you know, you'll probably get outbid on stuff, but your bid's in, you're able to watch it for extended bidding later in the week. Let's jump to lot number 33. This is a Christy Mathewson pastel background, PSA 6. Christy, 1911. So the Sporting Life set, we've seen a couple of Wagners that REA has auctioned off in this set. This set has gained a lot of popularity recently because the lower pop set, it's a little bit of more of an interesting, in my opinion, I really like the back on it. It says, Sporting Life, for 27 years, the recognized authority of all baseball matters. And you could get it for 5 cents a copy, which is pretty crazy to think about how far that's come. PSA 6, the current bid is at $52.50. Really, really pretty card there. I want to just really quickly check out that 1910 Caramel Cobb. I love that card. And let me see. These are blank back. Yes, this is a blank back. But I'll tell you, different variation than the T206 and a much lower pop. You definitely don't see as many of the Caramel E103 Ty Cobb. So very fun card there. But I want to jump to lot number 36 because here's another Cobb. If you like Ty Cobb, this is a good auction for you. Here's the T205 Gold Border 1911 Ty Cobb SGC3. The Gold Border set is always hard, man, because of the edges of this set. Always very easily chip. So to get a 3 in this set is great. Registration here is really strong. Ty Cobb, legendary Detroit Tiger. Recognized until very recently by Major League Baseball as the all-time batting average leader. Now Josh Gibson is the all-time batting average leader per the new stat integration of the Negro Leagues, which is super cool. Very interesting fact. I want to jump over and just check in on my YouTube squad here. The 103, Jay Jane says that Cobb is rare. The 103. Yes, it is. I'm very curious to see what the pop on that one would be. I'm going to have to check that one out after the show. Thanks for the comment, Jay Jane. And as we're rolling it down, look, there's the Sporting Life Wagner. I want to call this out as well. I just had mentioned this with the Christie Sporting Life that we had. REA has had the pleasure of auctioning a few of these off in higher grade. I've always really admired and liked this Wagner. This got the SGCA graded A for trimming. You'll see a little bit of back damage here as well, but you can still make out the back. But man, this Honus Wagner card, all-time card here. Love to see that. The current bid on that is at $3,000. As I'm going through, there's a really good run here of some really, really unique lower pop cards. We're going to jump to another Babe Ruth here. This is a 1920 hand cut W519. I love this Babe Ruth card. Very unique card. These are strip cards. A couple different Babe Ruth strip cards of the 20s. I like the blue color that pops here. You can make out the Yankee logo on his hat here. These are also typically blank back. And yet, here you go. Blank back. The collector at one point or another decided this would be a good place to take notes on. I'm sure if he could go back in time, he would probably want to undo that. But check that out, man. The current bid is at $2,400. As I keep moving it through here, lot number 38, another really cool Lou Gehrig. This is a 1931. So this does predate his 33 Gaudy, which a lot of people like to recognize as kind of like I had said earlier, his flagship rookie. But this does predate that. So you can say that this could be his rookie card as well. This is up to $700. It's a PSA 2. Super cool card here. The description of REA reads, this is one of the most striking examples of Lou Gehrig cards. Bright and crisp with honest corner wear. I think that's a pretty fair assumption. You will see here very light, just kind of corner wears on each four corners. You'll see a crease that runs through the middle of the card, but that doesn't bother me all that much. Super cool card of the Iron Horse. Love to see that. And then the next lot, I'm actually going to jump right to it. It is, let me back out here. The next lot I want to show is lot number 47. There's a couple of the Lou Gehrig, or sorry, Babe Ruth Gaudis that you guys can check out as well. There's the full stance, the red back, the green back, another Lou Gehrig Gaudi in SGC2. And then I want to stop at lot number 47 because this is another Gaudi, 34 Gaudi, premium Babe Ruth, SGC 1.5. Check that out. Love the look of this card. Full stance, kind of presents like a photograph. Gaudi premiums. Ruth is the key card from this set. These were a mail-in in exchange for Gaudi gum wrappers. So not a lot of people took advantage of the mail-in. You'll actually see the back here. It's stood up. It's in an SGC slab, so it's going to be flattened. But man, the mail-in offer stuff from the Gaudis and these sets from between 1900 and 1930, that was a very common marketing tactic. You would actually see people mail in cards to be able to get higher level ones. Now, the one set that comes to mind is Babe Ruth, the Yingling cards, some of those ice cream cards, the mail-ins and stuff like that. The Turkey Reds were mail-ins as well. So very cool way to market cards from back in the day. And I'm just checking over here on TikTok, YouTube. We still got a viewer in on YouTube, so appreciate our YouTube fans that are watching. Thank you so much. I want to jump to lot number 49 on this one. It is a Ted Williams play ball rookie. Ted Williams rookie card, the black and white play ball. There he is. He looks so young here. It's pretty crazy to think that you've got Ted Williams cards that span across the 30s, the 40s, and the 50s. You've got manager cards in the 60s and 70s. So Ted Williams and baseball are just synonymous, man. Just sold a Red Grange 33 Gaudi, says Vinny. Very cool, Vinny. Very cool. Love to see that. But Ted Williams is totally entrenched in the history of baseball and baseball cards. As I mentioned, he has cards that range over 6 different decades. This is his first card here. This is his rookie, PSA 2.5. The current bid is at $3,400. I want to roll over to lot number 54 for a little Mickey Mantle love. Everyone loves some of Mantle. This is a really nicely centered PSA 2. That's the first thing that jumps out at me as we look across this card here. You see really good centering. Left, right, and top middle. Solid registration. I'm looking. There's probably going to be some sort of wrinkle or surface damage. Otherwise, this is a really undergraded PSA 2. Maybe seeing something by the ear, but I'll tell you what, man, this is a really nice PSA 2. Many people, sometimes I always like to say buy the card, not the grade, and this is a really good example of that. I don't see major creasing, and this is a card that on any given day potentially could grade higher. So this would probably be another candidate that you'll see might go over typical comp history just because of how well it presents. At 1350, I mean, it's definitely a card I'm curious to be watching. I want to jump to lot number 60 now. You'll see a couple more mantles here that are up for grabs. And there's my favorite. We got some Hank Aaron rookies. We got one in a PSA 5 at 2,900 and SGC 3 at 875. I'm going to land over on lot number 60, though, for this Jim Brown rookie. It's a PSA 6. Got to give our football collectors some love here. Jim Brown rookie, PSA 6, current bid at 900. Jim Brown, maybe the greatest running back of all time, fair to say. Lot number 61, we're going to go over to basketball now for a really cool triple auto. I'm going to pull this back just so you guys can see this clearly. Larry Bird, Julius Erving, and Magic Johnson triple rookie autograph, and it is a grade 10. I want to say, yeah, the card is graded 10, not the autos, which is interesting because when you look at the card, it does look a little off center to me, but the corners are very sharp. That's a really interesting card to see. The current bid already at 1,200. Quite unique, to say the least, to see the three of them on their rookie, all autograph, grade 10. That is really cool. That old school blue PSA label as well. You'll see a couple of Jordan rookies right next to it for you basketball guys. And then also a couple of sealed Fleer basketball with the baseball card exchange wrap, which is always good to see. I want to jump to lot number 1356. So I'm actually going to go up here and I'm going to use the search function. As a reminder, guys, you can do that. You can filter by player or lot number. I'm going to filter to lot number 1356. Enter that in there and check this out. It's a Fatima team card. I had one of these recently that had Nap Lajoie on the show. This is of the New York Giants, the New York Nationals. What's cool about that is you'll see him right there. Christy Mathewson is on the New York Nationals. The Fatimas were very condition sensitive. It's pretty remarkable to see. There's literally a corner of this card that is missing, and it still gets an SGC 2.5. They are grading this based on relativity of how difficult the Fatimas are to grade. I've had one Fatima and it didn't have anything on the back left. And this is what the back looks like. It's very common to see that wiped off. It's just the material that these cards were used in. And I believe they're from 1911, 1913. It was just really, really thin paper. And they just did not hold up well over time. So very, very rare to see those cards in that grade. And the current bid is at $850. Now I'm going to jump to lot number 2415. Check this out, man. A 66 mantle, really nice mantle, SGC 7. Now this is further back. Like I said, this is lot number 2415. So there's over 3,000 lots in this auction, and you will find some gems. Check out that mantle, SGC 7. Current bid there is at $650. All right. Now I'm excited to show this one because I'm going to potentially be watching this one down the stretch. It's a Hank Aaron. It's a Hank Aaron auto. I love collecting these cards. It's a PSA 10 auto. Card is just graded authentic, but the card looks super nice. Now, the one knock I'll say on this for autograph collectors, I've been really getting into pen autos lately. This one is a marker. So it depends on which side of the aisle you stand on and how you collect the markers. But man, this is a nice card. The signature location on this is great. That's a really key indicator as well for autograph collectors. Collector's Dream just jumped in. He said, I love that Fatima card. Thank you so much for joining and watching over on YouTube, Collector's Dream. But yeah, this Hank Aaron card, I really like it because of the autograph placement. That is everything. So that's going to be a card that I'm watching. Guys, let me know. I got a couple minutes left. I only have one or two other lots I want to make sure that I get to. If there's other players or cards or stuff that you guys want to see, drop a comment. I'm happy to search it. The next one we're going to is lot number 3014. Again, there's over 3,000 lots in this auction, which is pretty nuts just for an Encore auction. Here it is. It's an 86 Fleer Jordan sticker rookie. So in 86 Fleer, you've got his regular Fleer rookie and then his sticker rookie. Here it is in an SGC 6 for you MJ fans. Current bid there at $225. And the last card that I definitely wanted to make sure that I showed you guys tonight, it was lot number 3146. And it is Mr. Gordie Howe, PSA 5. I'll say, listen, Gordie Howe, great hockey player, but I think he spelled his name wrong. I'm a big G-O-R-D-Y guy personally. So anybody that's curious on how to spell Gordie, I still tend to go G-O-R-D-Y. But Ferd says, Mr. Hockey. Yes, Gordie Howe. Love the 54 design of this set. Super cool hockey set. I guess if there was a hockey card to have for me, it probably would be a 54 Gordie Howe. This is a pretty awesome card. Very, very cool. Andrew HVAC says, I just bought this card. I just bought the Jordan in the same grade. Wano Gino likes that. Yes. Gordy D-I-E. I can't tell you how many times people spelled my name D-I-E thinking maybe because they were thinking of Gordie Howe. Who knows? But that is all the cards that I wanted to make sure that I hit on the auction, guys. So let me know, is there any other players that you guys want to see? I'm going to type in Hank Aaron. Actually, I'm going to type in 1954 Topps. I'm a big 1954 Topps collector. I like looking at SGC slabs. I just want to see if there's any for my set. Now, that Lasorda is pretty nice. That's a 6. The Lasorda in my PC is a 4. I'm actually going to throw a bid down on Lasorda because you can't go wrong at $55. I would love to win the Lasorda for my 54 set. So let's see if that goes through. It did. Awesome. So I'm going to keep searching 1954 Topps and just see if there's any other cards for my set. Ooh, that Willie's pretty nice. Might have eyes on that. Ernie's and a nice SGC 4. Check that out, man. A 54 Topps 5-cent wrapper. That'd be cool to have for the collection. Not a lot of those still sticking around. I love that. As a 54 Topps collector, I feel like that would be a cool one to have. So I'll throw a bid in on that to see what sticks. Again, guys, you need to be able to be in it to win it on Sunday to place your bid. So I'm going to drop 1954 Topps in there. And now I'm just going to search one more time. Again, guys, if anyone has any comments, wants to see any players, feel free to let me know. We've got a near complete set of 54 Topps. That's pretty cool. And then a couple miscellaneous cards that have stuff in there. But that's it for the SGC slabs. Maybe I'll win that wrapper. That could be cool. Or maybe I'll get that framed or something. But there's the Willie Mays SGC 5. I'll tell you, that is a nice looking Mays too. Good color, very crisp. Yeah, why not? I'll throw a temporary watch bid in on that as well. Cool. And as I had said previously, guys, you can check out all your bids in the My Bids section. You can check out all the action there. Again, you can go to robertedwardauctions.com, click bid now, make an account, and jump in, get in on the action. Bidding ends this Sunday for the REA June Encore auction, so definitely want to check it out. And if anyone has any questions, feel free to reach out to me or follow robertedwardauctions.com. Shoot them a message. They have their contact information here on the website as well. I'm going to check over on YouTube if anyone had any questions there. I don't see any. So, guys, my next live show will be Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. We'll be checking out all the final bids, final action there. So appreciate everybody so much for joining and watching these shows. Just to let you guys know, I am going to be jumping onto my show in a little bit over on TikTok. So gear up for that. I want to appreciate everybody. Thank you so much for watching over on YouTube. I'm going to drop the YouTube stream now. Appreciate if you guys are watching on TikTok, head over to YouTube. Check out my YouTube channel. Give a subscribe. I appreciate it. And vice versa for those that are on YouTube. Hope everyone has a good night. I will talk to you guys later. I'm ending the show on YouTube.